Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Cherika Brown, of course, and we're on another episode of Cherika Be Talking, cause I be talking. Today we're going to talk about a topic that I've been seeing online, and I was kind of trying to decide whether I want to speak on it or not, because it is a privacy type thing where, of course, I have an opinion on it, but everybody have an opinion on it, and sometimes you just don't want to kick people when they're already down. But that topic is Kristy, Sarah, and Desmond Scott. Now, it just shows you how negative our world is, because this lady have over 12 million followers on TikTok, and I'm not sure how many her husband had. It was way less than her. But I've never heard of these people or known them by name until the cheating scandal. So, and it sucks that a lot of times men can be so embarrassing that you never really know anything about people until the man is caught doing something stupid, or, embarrassing the woman or embarrassing himself, or however people may view it. And I did see a TikTok recently of her where she was like in a Gucci store flipping and stuff. And I was just like, this is crazy. I probably was just like, oh my God, like she's entertaining, and just kept going. But I didn't notice that this was the lady until all of this came out. And then I went lurking on the page or whatever, and I was like, oh, so this was her TikTok when it was like going viral, everybody reposting it and, doing all of that. Now, from my understanding, these people have been dating since they were like 14 years old or very, very young. And a lot of people give the excuse that, oh, they didn't experience enough people, and they're just, they're outgrowing each other, and they this and that and this. And in my eyes, there's just no excuse for cheating, period, point blank, man or woman. When you are in a covenant with somebody and you decide to marry somebody, impregnate somebody twice, with they have 2 sons, and you decide your life with them, you should stick by that no matter what. And yeah, y'all can say, oh, people need to put their happiness first, and this and that and that and this. Love is a choice. Love is not a feeling. You can wake up tomorrow and really feel like you made the worst decision of your life with the person that you chose to love forever. But you have to make the choice and the decision to work through that. And sometimes it looks like going through a rough patch for a very long time. Sometimes it looks like stopping doing the one thing that earns your family a living or money, and finding out a quieter way to make money for a season so that you can focus on in-house things and not being distracted by the world. A lot of videos that I was seeing with them, I saw like a power dynamic in the video, where I saw one video in particular where it looks like the man was just being emasculated a little bit, and I could tell like his personality seems to be very much like he let things build up, it looks like, and he doesn't really address things. And I wouldn't say he's not masculine, but he's not as dominant as she is. And even with the statement that he put out when everybody found out, I guess all of their fans found out that he had cheated on her, he even threw inside of the apology letter to their fans that he asked her to separate at the end of December or something. And to me, that just shows the little boy in him. And it shows that he doesn't have accountability. He lacks accountability, and mentally he's a child, and he doesn't have what it takes to be a true leader of a household. And I'm not sure what their faith is, because I didn't see anything about Christ or, just any type of spiritual or God on their pages, on their platform. So I'm not sure who's his head. So it's confusing with him, because it looks like he make excuses for himself. It looks like he tried to fake as if he was sending some apology, but like, hey, guys, I cheated. But before I cheated, I asked her to be separated. Like, sir, you still cheated. You're in a marriage, you're in a covenant. You're not able to go and date other people until the divorce is final. And honestly, you're still sinning then, because you weren't cheated on. So you don't really have a valid reason to leave your marriage. But that's neither here nor there. People leave marriages all the time just because they're no longer happy and they're no longer serving them, as if love is just a feeling. So I took from that he's not a very accountable person, and he's not like a leader. He's not a person, a man that is capable of making like decisions, because a real man, not saying that he's a fake man, but a man that is truly unhappy or have valid reasons for divorce would not just go and say, oh, hey, I think we should separate, and she's not separating. She probably still trying to fix the marriage, or thinking we've been together since we were 14. Ain't no way we're going to leave each other, and say, you know what? I'm going to go and cheat and make her leave me. No, if you seriously, as a real man, wanted a divorce, you're going to go and serve her them papers. Why did she have to go and file for the divorce? She didn't go and cheat. You was the one that decided to go and cheat. It was like, instead of being a man, putting on your pants, wearing your pants, and saying, I told you I want to separate. Like, this ain't working, because we don't know their relationship. I'm sure we're only seeing 1% of their relationship. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors, what type of battles they were truly facing, what kind of demons they were truly facing. Because true indeed, when you are deciding to build a platform with a relationship online, you better be in some serious prayer, because the enemy, the devil, Satan, is going to try to attack your relationship in every way possible, and he's going to get through to the weaker link. And in this case, it's sad to say, but he was the weaker link, because he's the one that they're saying was cheating. I don't know if she was cheating too. Maybe that will come out if she was cheating or what exactly happened, but the narrative have been painted that he was the cheater, and that he even had a video like having a full-blown kissing session, what they call a make-out session, with a girl in the middle of a club. So that just looks like you are the cheater, or you are the one that's trying to go and find something, having this midlife crisis, because you feel like, oh my God, we're 30 now. We've been together since we were 14. People probably in your ear saying, oh, you ain't experienced life. She all you ever experienced. You ain't did this. You ain't did that. And you popular now, and you never been the popular guy in school. Maybe you were probably geeky or the nerd, and now you have girls in your DM that never would have looked your way, or the girls that just see how well you treat your wife because she flipping, telling people that she flipped for bags, and you gonna buy her anything she wants. So they want a piece of what you're giving her, and you're just overwhelmed with all this attention in your DMs, and you're just curious because you're a man, and you got to see what you're missing out on, and you got to abandon your wife and your two sons, and later explain to your two sons why you broke their mom's heart and left them after y'all just built a house together, and you only stayed in y'all house that y'all built for 3 years for 4, 5 months, 6 months, or however many months, and you just are going to uproot you all's life, and you're going to go do you because you're no longer happy anymore. They don't matter. She doesn't matter. The only thing that matters right now is your happiness, and the fact that you asked for a separation before you had to call the paparazzi on yourself to get them shooting you and showing you kissing and making out with somebody, some random girl in the middle of the club. And you had already told her anyways that you didn't want to be with her. So now you got to show her so that she has no choice but to leave you, right? And now you don't look like the bad guy. You didn't leave. You forced her hand so that she can leave. And it was a mutual agreement, and you all will always love and care for each other. And I'm here to tell you, as a fellow 30-year-old, that there's nothing out here. You're going to get out of here, and you're going to see that, oh my God, I should have stayed with my 14-year-old sweetheart, or my high school, middle school sweetheart, because ain't nothing out here in these streets for me. And I honestly ain't dated in a long time, and these girls requiring a lot of things, and I really had somebody that truly loved me before money was a thing, and we came up together, and you know, it's just not worth it at all, male or female. And everybody's like, ooh, she cut her hair off, and she went short, and she letting go of the dead weight, and oh my God, she's back, she's activated. Y'all, that girl is hurting. We could put on a tough persona all day online. She been with this man this long. If she was not cheating and she was truly loyal to him and just truly being herself, she is hurting. She thought she had her forever. Her life changed overnight in the blink of an eye. She was likely blindsided. She probably was so comfortable because anybody, it's human nature, when you've been with somebody for a long time, even a short period of time, sometimes you get so comfortable and complacent, you almost see it as impossible that this person could ever have the guts to leave you, which he didn't have the guts to leave her. He kind of forced her hand where she had to leave him. And people like, oh my God, y'all see how Kristy left the first time he cheated? Take notes. Y'all don't know what this man and what this woman been through. They've been together since they were 14 years old. Trust me, they done been through some things. They done had some situations, and she ain't leave that easy. Every dog gets tired. Every girl and every man has their breaking point, and it looks like both of them may have reached theirs. I don't think this is a situation where y'all gotta just be on the internet siding with one person or the other. Like I made it plain and clear, I don't do cheaters. I don't think cheating has no excuse for it. Yes, there are things that can cause a person to cheat, but it does not excuse cheating. So there are situations and marital problems that people can go through and misunderstandings that make a weak person fall into temptation or makes a weak person not see the light at the end of the tunnel. However, it does not excuse the act of actually going out cheating because like I said, love is a decision. When you said you loved this girl and you wanted to be with her forever, your word as a man is everything. You know what you're doing isn't right when you have people like Kevin Gates backing you up, getting online saying, oh, I salute you and you doing what you should have did and you shouldn't have apologized. The only thing you should have came on here and confirmed that, yeah, I was slanging that. Like, what's the ignorance? Like, he's possibly going through some kind of psychosis or some kind of midlife crisis because he's dating a kid and he's switching religious systems and beliefs and, you know, leaving a woman that loved him and that was down for him. And it's just so many broken men in our society. And the last thing we need is more broken homes, creating more broken men. Thankfully, he has 2 sons, I guess, instead of like 2 daughters or a daughter, because maybe because men can understand men, his sons will be more accepting of what he did to his mama, because I know she's suffering behind closed doors and them kids are going to see it firsthand unless she's truly hiding it from them, how she feels, and she's just crying when she's by herself at night. But on the other hand, you have some guys that are mama's boys and they won't forgive their dad for what they put their mom through, and they just won't be able to understand why. Like, we had everything, Dad, and I can't believe I don't like going over Dad's house now and having to split up the time. I want to see both of you all together. It just brings so much, and the fact that they're public figures make it so much worse because everybody has their opinions on the situation. I think during this time it's best to give these people like just their time and peace and just pray for them. If y'all are truly their fans, y'all need to pray for them because what they're going through right now is something just devastating. Like, I hate to see a home become broken, especially when you have those children involved that are innocent. And I don't understand it. I don't get it. And it's not even in a sense of how most women are on the line. Like, oh my God, she's beautiful. She's successful. She's this. Why? Even if they were broke and they didn't have much, I just always look at it like, how can you abandon the family that you created? How can you look at a person one day with so much love and light and then just become so resentful and hateful and, you know, and fake with them? Because essentially it's fake. All of the, I will always love her because she's the mother of my kids, and all of that stuff to me is just an act. It's phony because when you truly love somebody to your core, it's extremely hard to abandon that person. It's extremely hard to picture this person having to love somebody else. It's extremely hard to imagine another man raising your sons one day, because let's not act like men are not going to want to date her. And that's where a lot of men go wrong. They think like, oh, I'm just going to move on and she's probably going to be stuck on me forever. No, she's possibly going to have her some men lined up that is okay with her personality, that everybody's saying, oh, she started to annoy him. She started to do this. She started to do that. If you ask me, they both have, just by looking at their videos, some traits that still give 14 years old. So maybe neither one of them ever really grew. It ain't about they grew apart. They just stayed at the age that they knew each other at or met each other at, and they didn't really evolve much. The only thing that changed was them building a platform online, or her building a platform online. And that wasn't an issue when it's paying the bills, when it's, purchasing all the things that they need and want and giving them the life that they probably dreamt of or talked about one day. So all of that, saying that he got irritated with her or whatever, while it can be valid and hold some truth to it, typically men only get irritated and annoyed with you when they are cheating or have thoughts of cheating or want to cheat or just curious on their way of an escape. Men only get mean and all of those things when they're already doing something anyway. So all of the signs that the audience was picking up on, but she possibly wasn't, or she was, is because she probably was just comfortable and complacent and thought that, hey, this is forever. And he's just going through a rough patch, but we'll get through it. And the whole time he just like, I don't want to get through it, because love is a choice. He didn't want to get through it. He didn't want to make it work. And he didn't want to. And when I say he didn't want to, because just a few months ago, they were filming like brand deals and stuff together. It looks like, faking the funk. So if you are truly working on your marriage, sometimes that may look like both of y'all just went silent and ghost off of these platforms for a minute. And you just be quiet for a minute. And because to truly work on your relationship, and maybe they don't know this because they have been in a relationship since a young age, you would need to block out the noise and possibly fast and just go into a quiet place where you don't have like inauthentic content to feed people, because this content is not real, because how we feel behind closed doors right now is not real, and it needs work. So we need to do the work before we can come and give y'all content as a happy couple, because we're not truly a happy couple right now. And that's where a lot of content creators go wrong. Take care of you first, just like they tell us on flights and everything, to make sure your mask and everything is good before you secure someone else's. Take care of you first. Take care of home first before you go out and try to save the world. And don't get caught up in the glitz and the glams and the money, because your real life is not content. In real life, your heart is not to be played with. Your day to day, you have to be able to over communicate in relationships. Like I said, in a few of those videos I saw, it was like emasculating the way she treat him, like snatch the plate or knock something on the ground. You just don't treat a man like that. Even if a man is considered soft, or, he is, soft spoken or whatever, and it's just for content, you don't do that on the camera to a man. You don't do that to a man at all, because you want a man to feel superior. Even if you have a dominant personality, you let a man feel like a man, like a king, like he's in control. You don't make him feel small, and you don't do certain things. And those little things can, it can nip at people, especially if these people are used to being bullied, if they ever been bullied and they just never spoke up for themselves. Her personality is very dominant, and I don't think anything is wrong with how she do things, because it works for her and she has an audience off of it. However, you have to be very careful that you're not monetizing your relationship and sacrificing it, because your relationship has to be more important than the content. And I think they both are guilty for getting lost in the midst of that. And hopefully they can take a step back and see that, and not change who they truly are to their core, and ignore the comments about, oh, you're too much and you're too this or that, because you're never too much for the right person. The right person will accept you for everything that you are. And once upon a time, he did. So that had nothing to do with who she was, but who he was becoming and struggling with on the inside of him. Because true indeed, like I said, a real man, not only do you not treat him like that, but he also wouldn't allow you to treat him like that. It would have been like, hold up, don't knock that out my hand and don't post that, like, for real. Because people are already speculating and talking about me and calling me names and calling me this and that. The last thing you need is for your spouse to add on to the narrative or to make people look at you a certain way. Like, y'all are a partnership. The moment that the audience become your partner and your partner become like the op just for humiliation rituals or content purposes, that's when you can see a division in your household. And if you're so focused on the dollar signs and the views and the numbers and the metrics, you can get lost in seeing how the other person truly feels. So for all of y'all content creators out there that monetize your relationship, you might want to start thinking about, having daily or weekly or monthly check-ins with your person and be like, do you still want to do this? Like, is this still something that make you happy? Like, be honest with me, be vulnerable. Do you want to switch up how we do things? Do you want one of us to be on the camera and the other person kind of fall back? Do you need a mental break? Do you need to take some time off of this? And do you want me to just film myself? Are you okay with me showing parts of our life? Like, do you want me to stop or pause this or add to this? I think when you make your relationship into a business, that's why people think relationships are businesses today. But as you see, when you treat relationships like businesses, it end up failing like a lot of businesses do. How a lot of businesses have to close their doors and a lot of businesses have to find new business partners and stuff. When you treat your relationship like a business, it's bound to end in divorce or failure, because a relationship is not a business. A relationship should be based on love and your relationship with God. So when you don't have a true foundation in your relationship and you're treating it like a business deal, it's easy to close business deals, walk away from business deals, and act like you can just get another business deal elsewhere. It's replaceable, and it's something that's, just easy accessible and something that you don't necessarily have to value. You can value your business for a season and decide that, oh, this no longer work for me. Let me change up this business. So a relationship should never be a business. And it's hard when you're trying to be romantic with someone and business with someone, because it's just too much intertwined into one. And if you're not strong enough or have a strong foundation, it's guaranteed to fail. I hope that this young couple, even though they are saying, I think the divorce is final or it's in the works, or I don't know if they've already gone through with it or what. But I hope that this is something they could possibly work through. I don't know if the cheating is real, like if that's what really happened, or if that's just the thing that people put out, because they didn't confirm it or, whatever. So we don't know much about, like I said, what happened really behind closed doors or what went on. So hopefully they can at least be good co-parents if they can't work out whatever they got going on. And hopefully their fans continue to support them. And I hope that they both can heal and learn. And I don't know, me personally, if I was him, I couldn't live with the fact that I cheated on my family, because when you bring kids into a situation, you're no longer just cheating on your spouse or that person. You cheated on God, you cheated on your spouse, and you cheated on your children, because you were being selfish and you only thought about yourself. If he went out, I don't know if it was like emotional cheating, like where he was just texting and DMing people, or if it was physical cheating where he went out and actually had intercourse or relations with another woman. Either way, it's so many steps that leads up to cheating, and it's so many turning points where you can decide that this is wrong morally and I shouldn't do this, that you betrayed everybody that you claim to love, especially your children and your wife, because cheating takes first seeing somebody. As a man, you have to pursue the person typically, unless, like I said, women are after him now because they think that his wife looks great. And, a lot of men don't understand that either, that women only want you because they think your wife look good and they want to prove that they can have what she have and they can take what she can take. So it's a lot of times men are embarrassing when they even go out and cheat, because a woman even didn't do it because she wanted you, but more so because she was jealous of your woman and the life that she lived. So that's just something y'all may not know, just putting y'all down. But you have to text the woman. You have to constantly talk to her, possibly get on the phone with her, FaceTime her. You have to get in your car. You have to decide a meetup place. You have to go and meet up with her. You have to open the door. You have to get out your car. You have to go up to the room, open the door. You have to undress yourself. It's so many steps where you can be like, my kids, my wife, I made a vow, I'm married, this is wrong. Okay, what am I feeling? What is this about? Let me go talk to my wife about these feelings I'm having and see if we can work with each other to, increase our sexual life together. And, like, what am I wanting? What am I missing? Do I need therapy? Like, it's so many turning points that you can hold yourself accountable for before you can get to cheating, and you just stop yourself before you even commit to the act of going full out cheating, that it's just not excusable to me. So it's just not something that you do when you truly are in love with someone. When you're in love with someone, you just consider them much more than that, no matter where you are in the relationship. And like I said, everybody can feel feelings. Feelings are fleeting. You can feel one way for this week and you can feel differently next month. But you have to make the choice to love somebody every single day. And that's where most people go wrong. They think that this feeling is just a personal feeling and a permanent feeling. And they just think that, this is not what makes me happy anymore. And it's all about me. It's not about we anymore. It's not about us. It's not about the family. And the sad part about it is you never know when a person will just wake up and switch up on you. And I'm pretty sure all of this probably blindsided her, because even for him to say that he asked for a separation, that was kind of telling. And I don't know if it could have been for business purposes she didn't want to split for real, or if, I would say when you've been with somebody so long, 14, you're truly tied to them and love them, you just didn't think that they would do you like that. But people will always show you that they will do you like that. And yeah, my heart goes out to them. Hope they learn from this, they grow from this. And it's not really much you can say when you don't know much, because like I said, these people, even if y'all are fans of them, you don't know half of what they probably go through behind closed doors, and it doesn't make anything right about what's going on. Cheating is never acceptable, and that just is what it is, y'all. But that's just some takeaways for that. I know yesterday I didn't do the verse of the day. The verse of the day for Sunday, January 18, 2026 was, "Do not be afraid, you who are highly esteemed," he said. "Peace, be strong now, be strong. When he spoke to me, I was strengthened and said, speak, my Lord, since you have given me strength." And that's Daniel 10:19. And then this is just a reminder that God sees and values those who seek him. That's Daniel 10:19. And today is Martin Luther King Day, y'all. So happy Martin Luther King, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Day. Today is Monday, January 19th, 2026. And today's word was, "But now, this is what the Lord says. He who created you, Jacob, he who formed you, Israel, do not fear, for I have redeemed you. I have summoned you by name. You are mine." And that's Isaiah 43:1. Trying to show it. And this is basically a powerful assurance that because God created, redeemed, and personally knows you, you are valuable, protected, and belong to him, giving confidence to face life's challenges. Again, that's Isaiah 43:1. Whew. May God be with everybody in this situation, y'all. And y'all, don't get on here judging people. Don't get online trolling them people. Continue to support them people in the way that you supported them. However, learn from other people's mistakes in any way that you can. And just pray to God that you find true love. And I hope you find true love as well. Because in this world, so much temptation and people are truly weak. But y'all know I'll be back because I'll be talking. Peace.